Hi guys, so for this video we're going to talk about typecasting. So most of our math.h function are of double data type. In double data type it's a float data type also, but a wider range of numbers. So we use typecasting if we are going to transform a double data type or any other type into a particular type or into a different data type. For example, we are going to use the value of a double value and then convert it into a into an integer. So first we have to create a variable that is of double data type. So when we declare our variable, just simply write double instead of a float. So it's understood that it's a float value but of double data type. Um, we're going to have the name of the value, let us say variable one variable, and then we have if we use one of the functions like POW, and let's use 5 raised to 3. So again, before you can use these math functions, make sure that you have included math.h in your preprocessor directives. So if we are going to display the value of variable, we just simply write %d, %f I mean, because it's a double, %f with 2 decimal place, 0.2, and then that value of the variable. Sorry. So variable. So whatever the result of power 5 and 3, it will now be the value of variable and will be displayed on this portion. So when we run, result would look like this. So it's 125. So since 2 decimal places, so that's why we have 0.00. Now, typecasting happens by changing the variable, the data type of the variable. Okay, so or a particular value, not necessarily a variable, but you can also use a value. So if you want to print an integer, so integer is %d, but that value, let me place /n, \n, so that the value will be moved to the next line. And if you want to change the value from double into integer, we just simply use the typecast int. So this means that the next value right after the parenthesis will be transformed into an integer. So example, variable. So whatever the value of variable, in this case we have a double data type, that will be transformed into a integer, into an integer I mean. So when we run, so without the typecast, you are going to use %f for its placeholder. What with the typecast, you will now be using %d. So when we run, we'll have same value, but this time it's an integer instead of a float. Okay, so not only you can use variables for that one, you can also use a particular value. So let us try another printf, and you can do it the other way around. If you have an integer, then if integer value that you are going to convert into a float value, so you can just simply write parentheses and then the word float. So in this case, I'm going to use a placeholder that is f. Okay, so because I'm going to display there a float value, which will come from an integer, so I would say float, and the value is let's say 234. So I'm going to convert 234, a value, into a float. So that's why I have here an F placeholder, %F. So when you run the program, we'll have this result. 234 with the decimal places because it was already converted into a float. So that is typecasting. Oh, thank you. I hope you learned something, and please subscribe and share and like also.